My name is Shinko. Welcome to my channel. We have been reading The Warriors Into the Wild. We're on chapter 14. I want to start this off by apologizing. I truly thought that I would be home sooner than I am now. Oh, hello, Alex. Another thing happened is that Alex needed to go to the vet. My cat. As you see, he has the cone of shame right now. A lot happened that I really did not plan. I apologize. You have been on my mind this entire time. I have been wanting to read this. My husband and I were not told the full plans this weekend. And yes, and I say weekend, and this is Thursday that I'm uploading. I was told that I was going to be home Monday. Again, I really apologize. We left off in the story with Blue Star realizing she needs to go talk with StarClan, so she is going to this magical, mystical moonstone that they say glows in the dark and everything. So Firepaw, Graypaw, Ravenpaw, and Tiger Claw are traveling with Blue Star, the leader of ThunderClan, right now to this moonstone, so she can talk to StarClan, which is in their belief system, their ancestors and people the cats who have passed previously. So, alright. The sun was beginning to sink by the time they reached the Thunderpath. Blue Star signaled to them to stop and wait beneath the hedge. His eyes and throat stinging from the fumes, Firepaw watched as the great monsters flashed to and fro in front of him. They're on a road. We'll go one at a time, meowed Tiger Claw. Ravenpaw, you first. No, Tiger Claw, Blue Star interrupted. I will go first. Don't forget, this will be the first time of crossing for the apprentices. Let them see how it's done first. Firepaw stared at his leader as she padded to the edge of the Thunderpath and looked up and down. She waited calmly as one monster after another flew past her, ruffling her fur, and then, with an ear-splitting roar, paused for a moment. She raced across to the other side. Off you go, Ravenpaw. Now you've seen how it's done, meowed Tiger Claw. Firepaw saw Ravenpaw's eyes widen with fear. He knew just how his friend felt. He could smell his own fear scent. The small black cat crept forward to the edge of the road. It was quiet, but Ravenpaw hesitated. Go! Hissed Tiger Claw from the hedge. Firepaw saw Ravenpaw muscles tighten as he prepared to run. Then the ground began to tremble beneath his paws. A monster sped out of the distance and hurled past. The black cat shrank back for a moment, but then pelted across to join Blue Star. A monster coming in the other direction threw dust up where his paws had just been heartbeats before. Firepaw felt his fur shiver. He took a deep breath to calm himself. Graypaw was lucky. A long low let him cross safely. Then it was Firepaw's turn. Go on, then, growled Tiger Claw. Firepaw looked from Tiger Claw to the Thunderpath, and then walked out from beneath the hedge. He waited at the edge, as Blue Star had done. A monster was rushing towards him. Firepaw looked at the approaching monster. After this one, he thought, and he waited for it to pass. Suddenly, His heart lurched as he realized the monster had veered off the thunder path and was bumping along the grass. It was heading straight for them. A two-leg was jeering from an opening on its side, and Firepaw leaped backwards, claws out, battered by the storm of wind from the two-legged monster as it roared past him only a whisker away. He crouched, trembling, in the dirt and stared as it swerved back onto the path and disappeared into the distance. Through the roaring of blood in his ears, Firepaw realized the Thunderpath was quiet again. He raced across, running faster than he ever did in his life. "I thought you were Freshkill!" cried Graypaw as Firepaw cannoned into him, almost knocking him over. "Me too!" Firepaw gasped. He was trying to stop shaking. He turned to watch Tiger Claw dart over the path towards him. "Two legs!" he spat as he arrived on their side. "Do you want to rest before we go on?" Bluestar asked Firepaw. Firepaw looked up. The sun was low in the sky. "No," he answered. "I'm okay." But he leaped so frantically out of the monster's ways that his claws still felt frayed and tender. The cats carried on, with Bluestar in the lead. The earth was darker on this side of the thunder path, and the grass felt coarser underpaw. As they approached the foot of the high stones, the grass gave way to bare, rocky soil, dotted with patches of heather. The land sloped up now towards the sky. Craggy rocks toppled the slope, blazing orange in the sun. Bluestar stopped once more. She chose a sun-warmed rock to sit upon, flat and wide enough for all 5 cats to rest side by side. "Look," she meowed, tilting her nose towards the dark slope before them. "Mother Mouth." Firepaw peered upward. The glare of the setting sun blinded him, and the slope was engulfed in shadow. The cats waited in silence. Gradually, as the sun dropped down behind high stones, Firepaw began to make out the cave entrance, a square black hole that yawned darkly beneath a stone archway. "We'll wait here until moon is higher," meowed Bluestar. "You should hunt if you're hungry, and then get some rest." Firepaw was pleased to have a chance to find food. He was starving now. Graypaw clearly felt the same and leaped away into a clump of heather, following the priest scent that was thick in the air. Firepaw and Ravenpaw followed him. Tiger Claw set off in the opposite direction, but Bluestar remained where she was. She sat still and silent, gazing unblinkingly at Mother Mouth. The 3 apprentices gathered plenty of fresh kill. With Tiger Claw, they crouched on the stony hillside and feasted. But in spite of their easy hunt, no cat said much, and the air still felt thick with tension and anticipation. Afterward, the cats rested beside their leader until the warmth had seeped out of the rock on which they lay, and the cold black shadows reached up on all sides. Only then did Bluestar call out, "Come, it is time." Chapter 15. Bluestar stood and began to pad towards Mother Mouth. Tiger Claw walked beside her, matching her stride step for step. "Come on, Ravenpaw," called Graypaw. Ravenpaw was still sitting on the rock, staring up at the rocks. As Graypaw's mew, he stood and began to follow slowly. Firepaw realized his friend had hardly said a word the whole journey. Is he just worried about Shadow Clan, or is there something else troubling him? Firepaw wondered. It took the cats only a few moments to reach Mother Mouth. Firepaw stood on the threshold and peered inside. The blackness beyond the stone archway was darker than the cloudiest night in the sky. Firepaw narrowed his eyes, trying to see where the tunnel led, but he could not see a thing. Beside him, Graypaw and Ravenpaw craned their necks nervously around the entrance. Even Tigerclaw seemed unsettled by the black hole ahead of them. "How will we find our way in such darkness?" he asked. "I will know the way," answered Bluestar. "Just follow my scent. Ravenpaw and Graypaw, you will remain on guard outside. Firepaw, you will accompany me and Tigerclaw to the Moonstone." Firepaw felt a thrill jolt through him. What an honor! Firepaw glanced sideways at Tigerclaw. The warrior sat with his chin boldly raised, but Firepaw could detect a subtle fear scent coming from him. It grew stronger as Bluestar stepped forward into the blackness. Tigerclaw shook his mighty head, and he padded after Bluestar. With a brief nod to the other apprentices, Firepaw followed. Inside the cave, his eyes still detected nothing. The complete and utter blackness felt strange, but he was surprised to find that he wasn't frightened. He wasn't scared. His eagerness to discover what lay ahead was stronger. The cold, damp air reached through his thick fur and into his bones, stifling his muscles, and even the coldest night did not hold the same chill that the air held here. This ground has never known the warmth of the sun, thought Firepaw, feeling the rock smooth like ice beneath his paws. Freezing air filled his lungs with each breath until he felt lightheaded. He followed Bluestar and Tigerclaw through the darkness, judging his way by scent and feel alone. They were walking along a tunnel that sloped down and down, winding first one way and then another. Firepaw's whiskers brushed the side of the cave, telling him where to walk and where to turn. His nose told him that Bluestar and Tigerclaw were only a tail length ahead of them. On and on they went. How far have we come? Firepaw wondered. Then he felt a tingle in his whiskers. The air in his nostrils seemed fresher than before. He sniffed again, relieved to smell the familiar world above. He could smell peat and prey and the scent of heather. There must be a hole somewhere in the roof of the tunnel. But where are we? He meowed in the darkness. We have entered the cavern of the Moonstone, came Bluestar's soft reply. Wait here. It will be moon high soon. Firepaw folded his hind legs under him on the chilly stone floor and waited. He could hear the steady breathing of Bluestar and the more rapid, fierce-scented panting of Tigerclaw. Suddenly, and a flash more blinding than the setting sun itself, the cave was lit up. Firepaw's eyes were wide open after the blackness of the tunnel. He closed them quickly against the cold, sudden white light. Then slowly, he opened them into tiny slits and peered ahead. He saw a gleaming rock, which glittered as if it were made from countless stars from above. The Moonstone! Firepaw looked around. And the cold light reflected from the stone, he could make out the shadowy edges of a high-roofed cavern. The Moonstone rose up from the middle of the floor, 3 tail lengths high. Blue Star was staring upward, her fur bleached white in the glow of the moonlight. Even Tiger Claw's dark pouch shone silver. Firepaw followed Blue Star's gaze. High in the roof was an opening that revealed a narrow triangle of night sky. The moon was casting a beam of light through the hole down onto the moonstone, making it sparkle like a star. Beside him, Firepaw smelled Tiger Claw's fear scent growing until it became overpowering. Firepaw felt startled. Could the warriors see something else here? Something dangerous? He saw a flash of movement, felt fur rush past him, and heard the fleeing paws of the Tiger Claw racing back to the entrance. Firepaw, Blue Star's voice was quiet and calm. I'll end it here. So, Tiger Claw ran out. He left. It's just Blue Star and Firepaw now in this cave with this beautiful stone that moonlight is shining through. This is where Blue Star will talk and dream of StarClan. Do you think she'll find an answer? Do you think they actually find answers? Or do you think StarClan is just dreaming and all made up? Let me know. Not much is known about StarClan right now. I can understand whatever view you may have of it right now. Again, I want to apologize for really not uploading sooner. This was not planned at all. I love you guys. I love the story. I hope you're having a good day.